Hello, I'm David Breeden. I'm the senior minister at First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis, and we are a traditionally humanist congregation. This is Coffee and Wisdom. This week we've been talking about the holiday season and the way various religions wait for something. Not necessarily the Christmas season, but a lot of them are in this December 25th kind of pattern that's going on that we call Advent. So what are we waiting for? Well, we humanists are not waiting for Christmas. As a matter of fact, although it is a dominant holiday in American culture, we don't celebrate it. We do celebrate solstice, however. So that's what we're waiting for. As a matter of fact, one of the interesting things about this season is that almost everything is not Christian if you start looking at it. So, for example, I showed a couple of days ago an Advent wreath. Well, this is a solstice wreath, and guess what? You probably wouldn't even see the difference. I mean, the candles aren't red and green, but we do have the evergreens. We have the circle, and we have a little globe in the interior there. So, what's the difference? Well, it's a difference in the way that we're orienting things, and this is talking about the solstice season. Yes, winter solstice. Why, looky here. This does have the red and green, but it's a Yule log, of course. Again, a very traditional thing that way predates Christianity, coming to the northern climes, and was subsumed into the dominant religion, but is actually not part of it. The Yule log, of course, is a big log that was brought in and fed into the fireplace slowly over the solstice season. Nowadays, we don't do that much, but here's the log still. Also, interestingly, the greens, of course, are representing the hope for the whole world greening back up after this rather cold winter season in the Northlands. So we bring in the greens to brighten stuff up. This was made illegal in early Christian churches as Christianity moved to the north. It was a known fertility ritual, and therefore was banned by the Roman Catholic Church as it took over in the northern climes. But everyone was doing it, so eventually they gave up because there was really no way to ban the greens. And now it's actually a tradition in some churches when they're brought in, especially like the Anglican Church. We talk about the axial tilt being the reason for the season. That's why solstice is on December 21st or thereabouts. So every year at First Unitarian Society, we do emphasize the fact that the axial tilt is the reason for the season. It sure would be a boring planet to live on if we didn't have that axial tilt that brings us winter solstice and summer solstice and the equinoxes and etc. that we're able to celebrate. Yes, St. Lucia's Day or St. Lucy's Day is celebrated in the north. That also was a takeover of a pagan tradition from long ago that was then brought into the Roman Catholic tradition and is now very much a part of especially European Christmas seasons. But again, it is a pagan ritual, pagan quote unquote. And a lot of people nowadays are trying to reestablish what the traditions were previous to the intervention of Christianity into many parts of the world. In some ways, it's very difficult to do. So-called pagan rituals were stamped out, etc. But on the other hand, so many things remained that it kind of is a little bit easier to do. So, for example, here we go with some neo-pagans from Great Britain. This is a green man, a fertility symbol that often appeared in the solstice celebrations in the northern world. Again, getting those greens there, bringing the fertility back to the planet in this this very cold and dark season there. So, it sometimes is a little bit, oh, okay, these things are not real anymore. But on the other hand, yeah, they can be reignited as traditions as Christianity slowly ebbs and the secularism does come back. December 21st, or thereabouts, is, of course, the longest night. That's the winter solstice due to that axial tilt. And in various traditions, December 25th has been look, it's a minute more of daylight now. It's coming back, yay, yay. And so there are various gods that have been born on December 25th. Osiris there in Egypt, Sol Invictus, which was the sun god of the Roman Empire period. Nice mosaic here with the sun rays going off. Looks like a nice guy, right? He rides, of course, the chariot across the skies, and by golly, he is invictus. He's not beaten at all, even in this darkest time of the year. Apollo also got the 25th of December for birthday, as did Jesus later on, again, as Roman Catholicism comes to the northern part of the world. Other bits that are kind of remaining of older traditions, there's Father Christmas. Usually he's in green. No, he's not Santa Claus, but guess what? Yep, these things get all intertwined in people's minds and in the celebrations over time. So there's Father Christmas parading about. One of the returning stars that kind of fell out of favor and now he's coming back in a lot of celebrations is Krampus. Here he is from a Victorian era Christmas card. And looky there, that bad boy. I guess he's also going to get coal from Santa Claus, I suppose. And his nice sister looks very unconcerned. She doesn't have to worry about Krampus knocking her about. So there you go. And again, these are live characters in many solstice and Christmas parades in Europe. We do it too at First Unitarian Society. We are having our solstice celebration on Sunday the 20th. In this 2020, of course, we are modifying things. Usually we have dancing and a big dinner and all these things. Well, we're going to be a little bit careful this year. So it's going to be online, but we're going to have our usual things going on there. And you can stay tuned. As you see, for the kids, we're sending out a colorful coloring book and some activities for the kids. Yes, now with Krampus, as he becomes more popular in Europe, we have decided to add him to our cast of characters for our Mummers play. Santa Lucia, of course, over here. There's Krampus, and there's Father Christmas with a grumpy bear, yeah, we woke him up, and a very wise owl. So you can watch it for First Unitarian Society social media to keep up with that and enjoy our Mummers play and various things in which we celebrate the solstice this time of year. That's what we are waiting for as the Earth turns. On Sunday, join me. The Mad Rush for a Silent Night. I'll be talking about that, the fact that we are rushing, waiting, expecting, etc. And, this is kind of a difficult time of year for a lot of people. So that's 10:30 a.m. Central Time on Sunday morning. I'll be talking live and we'll have some music, etc. Next week on Coffee and Wisdom, give me that old-time social gospel. Yep. There are strains within Protestantism that are part of the change over from a very religious United States into a more secular one. And one of those things was the social gospel movement of the 19th century, which really changed, especially mainline Protestantism, forever. So we'll talk about that next week. Thanks for joining me. You can help out by going to firstunitarian.org/donate or on PayPal. And we'll see you next week.